Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the best live stream debate recap in all of YouTube at this time. At this time on YouTube. To my super chat, thank you very much. First and foremost, Eric, H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you very, very much for being amazing moderators. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an absolute destruction. President Trump obliterated the current challenger. And admitted HA, she's not gonna. You said that she would be on the debate stage. It's like, I also said right after any, she'll be on the debate stage or she'll be the nominee, I said, if they're so inept and incompetent enough that they put Tales from the Crypt, that they put an exhumed body in front of Trump, if they're so incompetent that they put, chum in the water for the great white orange shark that is President Trump, eventually she'll be on that ballot. So, come at me on November 3rd, and you could say, Clinton wasn't a nominee, and then we can all celebrate together when President Trump goes 8 years. Because this performance tonight was an absolute tragedy, travesty. Biden lost by such an incredible margin. It's unbelievable. He opposes Medicare for all. Okay, so anyone on the left who hidden for time. Who cares about debates? I want a party. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, hidden for time. It's a party on this channel right now. We've won 8 years. And this actually, in my mind, bolsters the belief that the prediction, the prophecy that Clinton is going to save the Democratic Party. They are done. They are absolutely done. Biden does not want Medicare for all. He does not want to pack the courts. He does not endorse a Green New Deal. Okay? What else does he not want? The left has completely gotten played as usual. Oh, he doesn't want... Okay. No, Biden opposes defunding police. He opposes the Green New Deal. He opposes Medicare for all. So what did the left get from Biden? Nothing. They got stomped on and cheated as always. What did the left get? What did the progressives get by siding with the Democratic Party when Bernie Sanders was cheated by Debbie Wasserman Schultz? He also opposes, they talked about a Bernie manifesto, which was that agreement. He opposes that also. He doesn't sign on to that. So it was a joint, he doesn't even support the joint Biden and Sanders released their joint policy. So he doesn't really, I think that he stated during the, that he doesn't sign on to everything. So it's like, he categorically opposed Medicare for all, which is what President Trump called it, which is what it is, socialist policy. Biden opposed it. I mean, you couldn't, if you were on the left, all you have is, Trump didn't categorically condemn racism. It's like, yes, he did. 1,000,000 times he condemned it that fateful day in Virginia, the day after in Virginia. He condemned it the anniversary of that fateful day. He's condemned it when tragedies take place that have nothing to do with Trump. There are endless examples where he's condemned categorically. What do you want this man to do? Well, do you condemn... Well, there aren't supremacists or racists voting for Trump. That's the Democratic side. All the racists are voting for Democrat. Okay? Biden was endorsed by... Who was Biden? Biden was endorsed by Richard Spencer. Okay, and I debated Richard Spencer and opposed his horrible ideology through reason and logic in a civil debate. And I opposed his racist and hate-filled ideology in a civil, constructive debate. I used logic and reason to oppose his viewpoints. But again, they have nothing. This is a loss for the progressive, whatever it is, movement, which is now a giant bowel movement of Bernie Sanders. And so, but I'm a Trump supporter, so what do I care? I used to be on the left, and I know how dysfunctional they are, and they don't care about bringing home American soldiers. That's what I thought was, that's how you, when I wrote about Rand Paul in 2014, people were like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, Rand Paul wanted prison reform legislation also, which is what President Trump supported as well. So it's like, the left has absolutely nothing. Kamala Harris was the co-sponsor of the Green New Deal. They know that they would lose thousands upon thousands of votes in Pennsylvania and other Midwest states if he adopted the Green New Deal. He opposes the Green New Deal. He stated that. So he opposes the Green New Deal. He opposes socialized medicine, which is Medicare for all. He opposes defunding police. He opposes packing the courts. That's another one. He couldn't even back that. Okay, he's obviously going to oppose erasing the abolishing the Electoral College. All of these dumb, lame proposals from people who are absolutely sorry and inept at politics. Biden opposes all of them. So when people say, well, there wasn't a policy debate, it was. Pavel, Daniel Swinto, hello. Pavel, Samuel Stafford, 40 state blowout. HA, let's make sure our voters turn out. God bless you. Keep up the fight. Samuel Stafford, thank you very, very, very much. Samuel, as always, tonight was exactly what I wanted Trump to do. President Trump pushed him and bullied him and stomped on him and embarrassed him, which is exactly what he would have done to Trump if he could have. They have tried to smear and denigrate and mock and disparage President Trump. He's come out stronger. And now we see who Biden is. He opposes Medicare for all, Samuel. He opposes the Green New Deal. He opposes defunding police. Biden opposes abolishing the Electoral College. Well, we know that. But he opposes packing the courts. What does this man stand for? Well, I want to know what Biden stands for, because apparently he agrees with Trump on every major issue that the left has been yelling about and screaming about. Samuel, thank you so very much. Patty Richardson. Patty, thank you. Biden got pummeled. He got absolutely pummeled. And they have nothing on Trump. Because the thing is, people say, oh, well, it's not a policy debate. This wasn't a policy debate. It was. What does Biden stand for? Oh, well, if you try to repeal the ACA, that's not, Trump isn't going to do that. That's the Supreme Court. And if the Supreme Court does that, Trump has already stated the most popular element is the pre-existing condition clause. That would remain constant in any replacement. And then the notion that millions upon millions would instantly lose health care and no alternative. Like, they would have no alternative. Well, there was an alternative before the ACA. When the ACA was established, many people, including myself, had to immediately find a new private health insurance that would abide by, or a new insurance plan that would abide by everything the ACA covered, or everything the ACA demanded. So you essentially lost your current health. You lost your doctor and you lost your current program at that point, and you had to adopt a new program. That's what would take place. People wouldn't just lose their health care and then that's it. They would be lost forever. Any repeal of the ACA would come with, number one, the same, the pre-existing conditions clause would remain. And that's what, and then he said 100 million people have pre-existing conditions. And then Trump called it out. So how many Americans have pre-existing conditions? Let's see. So that would be 1 out of 3 people. Nearly 54 million. So that's not 1 out of 3. Nearly 54 million have pre-existing conditions. So Biden was wrong. Okay. This is, so wait, this is, I think Kaiser, this is KFF.com, so I think this is Kaiser, I think. Hold on, Kaiser, yeah, that's right. Kaiser Health News. Okay, so that's, so nearly 54 million Americans have pre-existing conditions. It wasn't 100 million. So there you go. There you go. There you go. 54 million is not 100 million, but don't tell that to Democrats or Biden, because guess what? They're never going to fact check Biden. He got completely pummeled. He got completely obliterated. Samuel Stafford. This is yet another election victory. In addition to, ladies and gentlemen, Samuel and everybody here, in addition to Amy Coney Barrett being the 3rd Supreme Court justice that President Trump has picked to make it a 6-3 Supreme Court. That's what you get for cheating Bernie Sanders. Shouldn't have cheated Bernie Sanders. Shouldn't have talked about Russia and Trump. And oh, guess what? Now we have the ODNI chief, John Ratcliffe, saying, President Obama and Biden, everyone there, knew that it was a plot by guess you know who, Madam Secretary. But of course, that's Russian disinformation, even if it's the ODNI chief. Philip, thank you so very much, Pishkal. Thank you so very much, Philip. Thank you. Christian O'Brien. Scottie Pippen Wallace assists Biden throughout the debate. You know, Christian, I got to tell you, I thought that he did a good job. And I'll tell you why. Philip, thank you again. Christian, thank you as always. I thought he did a good job because I was expecting Chris Wallace to say, Mr. President, sir, no, that is not true, sir. That is not true, sir. And you know what? He was pretty even. He was pretty even-handed. But Christian, thank you so very much. Christian O'Brien, thank you so very much. IDKNG. Trump didn't understand that he was debating Wallace and Biden. He told him, you condemn. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is the thing. IDKENG, the left plays this game. Did Biden condemn the super predator comment? Did Biden condemn the crime bill? Did Biden condemn the violence associated with these peaceful and yet fiery protests? And Trump has condemned supremacy, bigotry, racism, intolerance, endless times. Like, there's at least 6 to 7 major moments in the past four years where he has actually stated, I condemn categorically racism and bigotry. I condemn categorically. It's never enough. It's never enough. And so IDKENG, the word malicious in the Constitution, the problem is Trump needs to go less troll and more calm. I agree with you. IDKENG, look, Trump should have just played the game and said, okay, yes, I condemn whatever you want me to condemn, because the notion, okay, Democrats, media, Hollywood think that most Trump supporters are racist and Trump is a racist monster, and there's a huge contingency of millions upon millions of racist voters who worship President Trump's every word. And this is not the case, obviously. This is a nightmarish fantasy of apoplectic, seething, fuming liberals who think that they're not the ones who are racist. When they wrote the crime bill and President Trump signs prison reform legislation, when President Trump allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than President Obama or any president ever. And then you had record low black and Latino unemployment. Agent Pepsi 1, Wallace is a disgrace. He was Biden's spokesman. Everyone is saying that. I thought Wallace was okay. Christian O'Brien, hashtag has. H.A. Derangement Sigil. Christian O'Brien, thank you. Hunter's Moon. Did his base hear this? Joe Biden said about Amy Coney Barrett, I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person. Well, Hunter's Moon, I think also one issue, Hunter's Moon, is that he didn't even, he fumbled that question also, talking about senators, and, he made this bizarre statement, it wasn't, the senators have to be voted on. It's like, we already have this. Oh, you're talking about the election? Okay, well, yeah, the senators are there prior to the election, and they were voted on for this very purpose. Clem! Like Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling. Yeah, I'd say it's like Mike Tyson versus pick any one of the fighters that he easily defeated. Thank you, Clem. Thank you, C. Farina. Thank you. C. Farina, thank you for your generosity, and thank you for always watching, and greatly appreciated. Tonight was a political slaughter. It was so enjoyable to watch C. Farina and everyone here, and Samuel Stafford, C. Farina, everyone here, Clem, everybody, as a former Bernie Sanders supporter, I'm used to, you know what, I don't want your emails, I don't want to talk about your emails, you know what, how can I ingratiate myself, into, and attach myself to your rear end? Is there anything else I can do? Is there anything else I can do to have you like me? I just want you to like me. I want you to love me. I want you to just be okay with me. Trump doesn't give a... He doesn't care. I love that about Trump. He doesn't care. I love that. His policies are anti-racist. Democratic policies are actually racist policies. Especially destroying Libya under the guise of saving it. If you want to talk about true systemic violence, go vacation in Libya right now. And, tell them that you want to see President Obama's foreign policy and try to tour the entire country. President Obama and Biden and Clinton turned a state that you could a country you could vacation in, helped turn it into a failed state. Now, the problems existed prior with the civil unrest. They made it worse. You remove a despot, even in a state that, doesn't have a democracy, but still it was a functioning state. It was a functioning country. It is now no longer a functioning country. There are two people vying for power, and there are human beings being bought and sold. C. Farina, thank you so very much. That's President Obama and Biden's foreign policy. And then, someone had the audacity in the British Parliament to, was it the House of Lords? I think it was the House of Lords to, or maybe the House of Commons to, nominate Biden for the Nobel Peace Prize. For what? For saying that he's running for Senate? What are you going to nominate Biden for? For opposing Medicare for all and the Green New Deal and everything else? Bogdana Papai! I hope one day to see a balanced moderator the way Chris Wallace threw militias in the same pot as... exactly. What a dubious question. This is the thing. It's... I think from Wallace's perspective... Thank you, Bogdana Papai. Thank you. From Wallace's perspective, he was trying to be... And Trump said the right thing. He said, look, the $1.4 billion in violence that's coming in property damage is coming from one political side. Clem! Tyson's... I'd say Tyson versus Jerry Nadler. I'd say Mike Tyson. Clem! Mike Tyson versus Jerry Nadler. Thank you, Clem. Thank you. Hunter's Moon X Grim. Hunter's Moon. Wallace stopped Trump 76 times. Biden 17. Hunter's Moon. Thank you. I mean, look... President Trump did what he had to do. He interrupted. I wanted him to interrupt all the time. Big Chris! Fun times, brother. Here's a beer on me. Thank you, Big Chris. Thank you, Big Chris. God bless you, and thank you so very much. Thank you for always watching. Be here November. It's going to be awesome, Big Chris. Big Chris, did you hear? There was news about it, like that. I forgot the name of the punk band that went after Johnny Rotten. It's like the Pistols are. I don't want to say the first part of the name are legendary, and now you have. I don't know if you've heard of that punk band that one of the singers that went after Johnny Rotten for wearing a Trump shirt, which is exactly what punk is. Trump is punk. He's the definition of punk. President Trump's the definition of punk. Big Chris, thank you. And like Johnny Rotten is like one of the legends and icons of punk music. So if you're going after him, I mean, you better have you better be a legend also. Hunter's Moon, thank you. Christian, Wallace assists Biden even-handedly. Christian O'Brien, thank you. Clem, thank you. C. Farina, thank you so very, very much. C. Farina, thank you for your support. Ashton Hanna, because no one wants to go Trump. Ashton, nobody wants to go up against Trump. New Gold Dream! Trump signed 4 executive orders in July lowering drug prices, cutting out middlemen, and importing drugs from Canada. My older relatives reporting now they are getting free meds from Kaiser. Nice! New Gold Dream, thank you. Very nice. New Gold Dream, thank you. C. Farina, thank you. Samuel, thank you so very, very much. It was a political slaughter. It was a political slaughter. I mean, I wrote notes, but you have to, I mean, this is, okay, then mail-in ballots, he's doing exactly what he needs to do, Trump. Biden is hiding behind the notion that, oh, well, if we suddenly get 300,000 votes after the buzzer, see, they're like, well, it's after the game has ended, but we came up with 50 points, so now we've won. It's like, yeah, that's not exactly how things work, and Trump is not going to allow them. William Barr is not going to allow them. The Supreme Court is not going to allow them. You can try your best to cheat, Democrats. You're not going to be allowed to do so. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen under Trump's watch. Sorry. It ain't going to happen. You can try to cheat. You could try to do what you did to Bernie Sanders, but Bernie doesn't fight. You could try to do what you've done to Tim Canova. Tim Canova fights. Tim Canova fights. He's fought, and now he's voting for President Trump. Tim Canova is awesome. I have a great deal of respect for Tim Canova. Great deal of respect. Because he saw what the left is about. The left is funny. Like Democrats, they're really funny. They're like, well, we'll accept, it's just, mail-in's very important. They had people vote in primaries in Wisconsin, in Illinois, and Arizona, and Florida. In Wisconsin, in the rain during the pandemic, before the curve had flattened. This is before the curve had flattened. So give me a break. Democrats only want... Okay, President Trump brought up, rightfully so, ballots with the name Trump on them, people who voted for President Trump in garbage cans, in creeks and ravines or whatever. That's not going to stand. You're not going to be able to do that. And the Democrats are kind of hilarious. They're like, well, if we don't get enough votes, we can always just try to suddenly, miraculously. And you found out what Project Veritas is finding out, that people are they're boasting and bragging about. They're very honest about harvesting all of these ballots, which is illegal. And then you have Slate, and then you have New York Times articles, then you have Miami Herald articles talking about forged signatures. You're talking about all of these all of these examples here. Let's just go. We can go with California rejected 100,000 ballots. But here, okay, so slight voter fraud exists. The vast voter fraud exists through absentee ballots. Quote, it's much easier to forge a signature, impersonate a voter, or buy a vote in the privacy of one's own home than it is in a voting booth at the poll. This is Slate. Okay? This is an article in 2016 by Mark Joseph Stern. September 1st, 2016, almost 4 years, a little tiny bit more than 4 years. But then you have Florida Republicans ballot fraud 2012, Miami New Times. 2 months ago, a city-owned complex became the epicenter of date voter fraud after a bolletero, a B-O-L-E-T-R-O, bolletero, or ballot collector, was busted with 40 ballots belonging to infirm, easily manipulated residents. So you have people, ladies and gentlemen, who... There's even a name for ballot collectors in South Florida or in Florida. A nickname that they've given. Why 30% of Florida's voting is ripe for fraud, Palm Beach Post. For Florida, warnings of complexity of mail-in voting, New York Times. Plymouth Township woman charged after forging daughter's signature on absentee ballot application, Michigan Live. PBS.org, California rejected 100,000 mail-in ballots because of mistakes. The Inquirer, South Philly judge of elections admits he took bribes to stuff the ballot boxes for Democratic candidates. I mean, do you need to read more? Error and fraud at issue as absentee voting rises. New York Times, quote, this is Heather Gerken, a law professor at Yale, in this article. Quote, you could steal some absentee ballots or stuff a ballot box or bribe an election official, she said. That explains, she said, quote, why all the evidence of stolen elections involves absentee ballots and the like. This is a New York Times article in 2012. This is a New York Times article in 2012. New gold dream! Why did Biden have superinflated dark pupils during the debate? Anyone else notice? I didn't notice. I noticed that he was just upset and unhappy. I did notice that he was upset and unhappy. New gold dream, thank you. Christian O'Brien. I met the Exhumed Body many years ago at Marine Corps birthday dinner in New Jersey. What a nice guy. Too bad he's willing to do anything for power. I mean, just a great guy otherwise. So said, I know somebody who met Biden and says that he's a nice guy also. So, but, I mean, the man's a career politician. So, Christian, thank you. New gold dream. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that, although I wasn't looking. I have to look again. Old school dad, man. Great analysis as always. Looking forward to November 3rd. Oh, November 3rd is going to be fantastic. Hunter's Moon. It was an idea. Do they know that? Exactly. Hunter's Moon. They always get away with these things. Old school dad, man. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Old school dad, man. Christian, New Gold Dream, C. Farina, Samuel. Thank you again, Samuel, as always. C. Farina, thank you. Thank you, as always, for watching and for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, I said yesterday and for the past couple of days, I've kept saying, look, the days where you had Reagan and Mondale, or Reagan and Carter, or even Bush Clinton, or even Romney and President Obama. Those days are over. Those days are over because you get what you deserve. You're treated in a reciprocal manner by Trump. if President, and he said it wasn't a transition. He never had a transition. And we know today from John Radcliffe, but that's right, it's Russian disinformation. How can it be Russian disinformation? You talking about the actual ODNI chief is now working for Putin? Or was it you never cared about the intelligence agencies, you just cared about lies, Democrats? You just wanted somebody, anybody, to just repeat your lies. Clinton purchased the Steele dossier. So how could this be disinformation? She literally purchased the dossier. Literally purchased the dossier with the DNC. But see, this is the thing. You are going to be treated generally how you treat people in life. Generally. Sometimes you have to defend yourself. Sometimes you're treated wrongly. But generally in life, if you go about life with a positive attitude, respectful of people, offering people, oh, you know what? I don't have that much in my my cart. I have like a whole lot of things in my cart. It's going to take a long time. You only have like one Coke and a Reese's Pieces. You can go ahead. You can go ahead in front of me. It's okay. It's going to take 10 minutes. I have so much in my cart here. If you do those types of things, you're going to get those types of things. People will be nice to you if you're nice to people. Generally, if you live life in a positive manner, people are going to be positive to you. If you constantly lie about people, if you constantly attack and assault and try to spread myths and deceitful propaganda, then don't be surprised when Trump eats you alive during the debate. Don't be surprised when Trump completely... I told you he would eat Biden alive, and he ate Biden alive. And I wanted Bernie Sanders to do this. But the difference is that Bernie Sanders doesn't fight. He doesn't know how to fight. The man does not know how to fight. Okay? Bernie Sanders does not know how to fight. You know who does? Hillary Clinton. She'll be on that ballot. You watch. But if she's not on the ballot, you just wait till... And people say, it's just a bad call. Just a bad call, H.A. Badman. But you're a good person. Just a bad call. A bad call. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Why is it too late? Until the November 3rd, until that day. The day before, she'll be like, I want to be on the ballot. That's fine. I'm not going to, Jay Dillinger. H.A. Chris Walsh is such a political hack. He's no... he's no... Jay, Jay, everyone has been saying this, and it's true at the end. He is a political hack. He is. I can't stand Chris Wallace most of the time. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I can't stand Chris Wallace most of the time. The only thing I liked, Jay and everybody here, the only thing I liked about Chris Wallace is that because Trump, this is what I want Trump to do. Completely, always interfere, always interrupt. I love that. And I was expecting Chris Wallace to say, sir, no, sir. And he didn't show too much emotion for Biden, although he constantly helped Biden out. But, I liked the fact that he was trying his best to kind of just, at least with the sentiment part, stay kind of neutral. But you're right, Jay. Everyone here, you are all right in that, you are all correct in that he did interrupt President Trump a lot, and he tried to, but then Trump was interrupting a lot, which was fantastic. Jay, thank you so very much. Jay Dillinger, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Jay. Big Chris! Yeah, that band sucks. Oh, I heard Styx's today. I heard Styx's thing today. Punk is wrong thing. I love punk. And that's exactly what... I mean, you can't get like nobody liked the Ramones. Like I'm saying, punk music, punk supporters, and punk fans loved the Ramones. The mainstream did not love the Ramones or the Pistols or any of the bands. The Kennedys. I can't say the full names, but that band Sex Sticks went after them. Punk is wrong thing. Punk is counterculture. Punk is Trump. Punk is Trump, and punk is what will punk be tomorrow? I think it'll just be. I think for the next 4 years it'll be punk. Big Chris. You look at the best punk bands, and it's like, it's Trump is punk music. When the best punk bands of all time, the mainstream didn't get them, or like you look at the Clash is fantastic, but the Clash did become mainstream. Ramones, the Misfits. Love the Misfits. There's Last Caress. Even when I hear this, when I hear the song Last, first of all, I love that song, but the lyrics, I change the lyrics up in my mind because I can't even repeat the lyrics. So it's like Minor Threat is fantastic. The Exploited, these are all old school. Stooges, but I'm trying to like the Ramones and the Pistols. I say the full name, but the two best punk bands of all time, in my view, or at least two of the best. But there was actually, it's on YouTube. Big Chris, everybody here, if you like punk music. It's on YouTube. There was like a 1980s cable, public access. It was a public access with the Ramones there. Love the Ramones. I love the Ramones. I know Marky Ramone doesn't like Trump that much, I don't think, but I love Marky Ramone. I love them all. He's, I think, the only surviving, or no. Sorry, there's C.J. Ramone. He's surviving. But if Johnny Rotten wore a Trump shirt, that is good for him. Good for him. And then you have, like, this is a Newsweek article. So Johnny Rotten's Trump support leaves Pistols fans feeling rotten. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like punk anymore? Because that's the punk thing to do. It's not, okay, the punk thing to do is not to support the candidate that James Comey and Robert De Niro and all of Hollywood and all of social media and the every possible politically correct person on the planet supports, which will eventually be replaced by Madam Secretary. But Trump is punk. Now, I know there's some punk legends who are alive who don't agree with that, but that's fine. I would love to debate them. Like, Henry Rollins is fantastic, and he doesn't like Trump. I would be honored, absolutely honored to debate anybody. It's my email is contactgoodman78@gmail.com. If any punk legend would like to debate me about Trump, I would absolutely be honored to do so. But anyway, Big Chris, thank you. Seat Farina, thank you. Christian O'Brien, and she is on the ballot. She owns the DNC. Pretty much. Christian O'Brien, thank you. Pretty much, Christian. Human League. Oh, Human League. Falco, yes. In Excess. Love In Excess. Love Human League's fantastic. Falco's fantastic. Thomas Dolby, yes. Pete Solano. Thank you. Christian O'Brien. The best thing about Chris Wallace is Mike Wallace. It's, oh my God. Rest in peace. You know what? Omar Pena. Did I miss you, Omar Pena? Where's Omar? First Last. Thank you. Jay, thank you again. Jay Dillinger, Jay, thank you. Did I miss Omar Pena? Omar! H.A. Good, Eric H526, thank you. Omar Pena, H.A. Goodman. Hello, good people of Earth. Hello, Omar Pena, hello. This was like the beginning of Mike Tyson's reign as champion, when he would go into the ring and it would be about 1-2 rounds. 1 round. This was a political slaughter. This is the 85 Bears. This is the 85 Bears versus Jerry Nadler's football team, congressional football team. This was an absolute political catastrophe for Democrats. Look, Trump and any rational, sane person opposes anti-Semitism, opposes racism, opposes bigotry, opposes supremacy, opposes nationalism. Well, so his actions speak louder than words. Democrats say, oh yeah, we oppose these things. Well, then why'd you write the crime bill? Why'd you destroy Libya? Why did you take prison lobbyist donations? And then they said, oh, you gave the money to charity. Why did then President Trump brought the super predator comment, and then Wallace didn't ask Biden, does he disavow? See, this is the thing. The left. I saw this on the left. I debated somebody regarding this, but they said, "Do you disavow?" But did you ever give a vow? I don't disavow. Normal, rational people oppose racism. The difference between the left and right is that most Trump supporters don't see people as, you are of this race or background, ethnicity, I must treat you in this manner. You have to view people as who they are inside. You view people as who they are inside. I'm never going to look at somebody and say, you don't like punk music, or you don't like heavy metal music, because you're going to be surprised very quickly, and you're going to look like pretty stupid if you make that assumption. You shouldn't make assumptions as to what music people listen to. I mean, you could make an assumption, but then don't in your mind state categorically that it has to be this way. Because people are individuals. Democrats don't see people as human beings and individuals. They see people as part of a collective. Working class, billionaire class, supremacists. So the left, they don't agree on anything. So the most passionate and idealistic viewpoints, like defunding police, abolishing the Electoral College, packing the courts, Green New Deal legislation, Medicare for all, Biden is against. He's against everything that the left wants. And that fateful day, if you want to go to C-SPAN, go to C-SPAN. You can go to C-SPAN right now. When Trump said fine people, he literally said he was not speaking about the neo-1930s and 1940s Germans. Literally said that. Literally said that. Here. I can give you the actual quote here. So, hold on. And I am not talking about the neo-1930s and 1940s Germans and the nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. Okay? But you had people in those groups other than the nationalists or the 1930s and 1940s Germans. The press had treated them unfairly. Okay, he was literally saying, I am not talking about, this was that specific quote, and the press and media lied through their teeth because they're a bunch of liars. He literally said, it's C-SPAN. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this. I'm not on social media. Share this everywhere. Here is the cspan.org. This is at 44 minutes into this live stream. Here is the link to C-SPAN. You could type in the words "fine people." That is a lie from Biden, a despicable, deceitful, typical Democratic Party lie. The quote is right there. I am not talking about the 1930s, I can't say the names, and the nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. So when the left and CNN touches themselves in ecstasy, Trump didn't condemn, Trump didn't condemn, Trump didn't condemn, can you believe he didn't condemn, you believe he didn't condemn, he didn't condemn. He did, you imbeciles. He did many times, especially that day. And the day after. It's never enough. Because the assumption there is that a whole bunch of supremacists and racists vote for Trump, which they don't. Biden got endorsed by a bunch of, racist people. You don't have to disavow a belief that you don't have. That's a manipulative tactic. That's like telling your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you want to sleep with that person, don't you, huh? Do you disavow that thought? It's like, what are you talking about? I wasn't even thinking that. You don't disavow that? But why would I have to disavow something that I never thought of? So you do. So you do have that thought. You didn't disavow that thought, did you? Huh? It's like this manipulative tactic. You wouldn't want to be associated with people who have such problems in their minds. Do you disavow the notion that you like horrible people? No, I don't like horrible people. Why would I disavow that? Nobody likes horrible people. You didn't disavow it, did you? Why is it so difficult for you to say you don't like horrible people? Why is that so difficult for you? Why is it so difficult for Biden to say law enforcement? You could play that game. See, that political game goes both ways. The difference is Trump supporters aren't apoplectic and ideologues. You don't care. I don't care. As a Trump supporter, you could believe whatever you want to believe. I really don't care, actually. That's why I was against the whole LMNOPQ nonsense baloney crap. The message board crap. And when I debated Jordan Sather and defeated Jordan Sather with reason and logic, you can watch the debate. A bunch of my debates are going to be on my new website coming out soon. But you can listen to that and, like, when people's like, this is like a dumb, like, where we go one, we go all. I'm not going with you. I'm going to the cleaners. Then I'm going to go to Whole Foods. Then I'm going to go to the record store, actually, the only one of the 3 record stores in all of Los Angeles. And I'm going to get old DVDs of, guess what, Star Wars, where they didn't delete the scenes. And Empire Strikes Back, where they didn't delete Darth Vader's scene, where he telepathically chokes the person because they deleted that scene. Yeah, from the new Disney politically correct, fantastic, I don't know what kind of version it is. Non-offensive or non-violent, I don't know. But the new Empire Strikes Back, or the new Star Wars, when Darth Vader, Mr. Tiny, William Abrams, Mr. Tiny disavows catfish. The scene where Darth Vader, I found your lack of faith disturbing. You failed me for the last time. Okay, so that is an Empire Strikes Back. Okay. Or no, it was a Star Wars. What's wrong with me tonight? So... Anyway, the point, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. When you go into I'm trying to look here. You play these semantic games like, oh, so it's Star Wars. Oh, of course it's Star Wars. Okay. I knew that. All right. When you say, like, well, why can't you just oppose this? Like, well, all rational people oppose this. All rational people oppose horrible things. Democrats like, he didn't oppose horrible things. He likes horrible things. He likes horrible things. Like, no, he doesn't. J-Man, lie about 1,000 people. Yeah. J-Man, thank you. And the most, and J-Man and everybody here, most of the, most of the lives lost are in Democratic-run cities and Democratic-run states. They also have the most property damage. They also have they also have the worst economies. The only way they could possibly win is to cheat last second. Trump is going to win on November 3rd. Now, if they try to say we're coming back November 4th, Trump ain't playing. He's not having it. This is what they want. Okay, Trump is going to win on November 3rd. I've been saying that for 4 years. The biggest part of the H.A. Goodman prophecy is that President Trump goes 8 years. Okay, because Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality, but then it's get ready for 8 years of Trump. It's going to be 8 years of Trump regardless of Clinton-Biden. Clinton's going to eventually replace Biden, but whatever. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, Biden is done after tonight. He's not going to defeat President Trump because President Trump, how many times did Trump say 45 years? 47 years, sorry. 47 years? You've been in politics for 47 years. So what did you accomplish? What did you accomplish in 47 years? What did Biden accomplish in 47 years? Nothing that you can actually point to. He's obviously accomplished things, but there's nothing transformative. There's nothing profound. He's voted alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. That's how you stay in business. That's how you stay in politics for 47 years as a Democrat. In the early 2000s, you voted alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. That's why Kerry lost. That's why I wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton, in addition to what happened in Libya. She destroyed, along with President Obama and Biden, a nation that was not a failed state. Libya became a failed state after the wonderful, the horrible, and misguided and tragedy of a NATO intervention. So when you have Vice articles, by the way, this is another, okay, so here's the actual, again, please, ladies and gentlemen, this is the actual quote. This is a C-SPAN. You can read the actual quote about the both sides lie and myth. This is the C-SPAN article. Right there. 3 times I just shared it right now on the chat. You can look at the actual quote where he condemned. I mean, that's all they have on him. It's all just, oh my God, you didn't condemn, and you know what? You're a racist person, you're a bad person, and then Biden has the audacity to call Trump a clown when Biden's like, this man is essentially the biggest clown of all time. Then he talked about, notice how you spent 4 years. Why didn't he bring up the Mueller probe? Ever wonder why Biden didn't bring up Mueller? I didn't hear Mueller once. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want somebody, Eric H526, Luke, did you hear the word Mueller? Did you hear the word Mueller? Did anyone hear the word Mueller probe or Mueller or Robert Mueller? And then Trump caught him with his pants down like numerous times that you were given information about Flynn. You were the one who tried to set up Flynn. You're the one who tried to set up Michael Flynn. Thank you, Luke. I want to know, why didn't Biden bring up the Mueller probe? Why didn't Biden bring up Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting to try to find Atlanta in my house on the right side? Why didn't Biden bring up the Trump Jr. meeting? Why didn't Biden bring up the Steele dossier? Why didn't Biden bring up Mueller? Why didn't Biden bring up all the indictments? Why didn't Biden bring up Stormy? Why didn't Biden bring up well, that would have been fantastic. Why didn't Biden bring up Michael Cohen? Biden brought up the despicable, completely debunked, absurd Atlantic article where he tried to go into, I just want to let you know, what? And then Trump was like, Hunter. And he's like, nothing wrong. It's like, you cannot, you want to go ahead and deal with reports. There's a report about $3.5 million. Then there's a report, that's a bad report. The good reports are the ones about Trump. The debunked reports are debunked by media, and then their reports are good are really good and not debunked. They're credible. If it's a he said, she said, if the arguments presented in American politics are just trust me or just trust us and don't trust them, people tune out. President Trump had record low Black and Latino unemployment. Okay? Revco! He was a multi-ethnic and anti-racist. Oh, they get smeared because they stand up to the left and won't back down to their adolescent screaming. I don't know much, but I do know that the left does try to smear any group that does go up against it. So Revco, thank you so very much. Thank you. Revco, thank you. New Gold Dream. Revco, thank you. Biden said, this is your recession. I know. This is another thing that he just got obliterated on. The man got obliterated. The man got absolutely worked. You cannot say that it's Trump's recession when you have Democratic governors still keeping their states on lockdown. And you can't say it's Trump's fault when the governor of New York on March 1st tweets out, the risk remains low for the people of New York. Now, the most lives lost, go to the New York Times, are in Democratic-run states. This is a fact by far. Go compare the aggregate numbers of Florida and Texas with New York and New Jersey. And Florida and Texas have more people combined than New York and New Jersey. And God bless the people of New York and New Jersey, but it is what happened was Democratic politicians dropped the ball. But it was states and local politicians' overreaction. Ricocheting closures that decimated the country. Exactly. We had record low unemployment. Samuel C. Farina. Everyone here. We had record low Black and Latino unemployment. And then you have Biden trying desperately, like he is the worst representative of the left. He's like, well, it has to be justice and it's systemic. And Trump's like, well, why didn't you address this? You had 47 years. Oh, well, this happened on your watch. It's like, and he's like, all this violence is taking place under your watch. It's like, yeah, I'm not the mayor of Portland, dum-dum. I'm not the mayor of Seattle, you imbecile. I'm not the mayor of any Minneapolis, any city that has fiery but peaceful. And here's the thing. Okay, George Floyd was murdered. But 6 years earlier, Eric Garner was murdered, and Democrats did nothing to prevent people from to prevent lives being taken because of, a knee or a boot on someone's neck. That had to do with training. That should have been a major issue. That was I support law enforcement very much so. I'm part of the 1199 Foundation to support the families of fallen CHP officers and CHP officers. California Highway Patrol, they're fantastic. They do a lot, not just law enforcement. They help you if you have an accident. They're amazing. So I do support law enforcement very much so. And the link is below in my description sections. But ladies and gentlemen, it's there are things that have to be addressed. And they should have been addressed during President Obama's presidency, but he did not. He did not. And then the left is like, oh, Trump is Trump. It's like, well, if Democrats had addressed this issue on a nationwide basis and made an issue regarding training, like banning the ability to do that on a federal level, then you wouldn't have what took place with George Floyd. But see, Democrats talk, but they don't ever show up. Bud! 33345 HA, it's Chris Wallace's job to bring those topics up like Mueller. He did not. He only asked questions to catch Trump, and he got you a soundbite. Well, I think the whole supremacy thing was the soundbite. That was a soundbite that was unfair and absurd. I mean, I agree with you on that. I wasn't expecting a lot from Wallace. That's the thing, Bud. I wasn't expecting a lot. I think that ultimately, the fact that he let Trump interject and interrupt, which is what I wanted Trump to do. I wanted Trump to interrupt all the time. In fact, if it could be me, if I was advising Trump, I'd be like, interrupt more. Bud, thank you, Bud, thank you very much, Bud. T-10. HA, how many undecided voters are there really? The difference between two candidates is too dramatic. T-10, I think that there aren't many. There are probably about 2 to 3 million where it can actually go either way. There are probably, maybe less than that. Maybe 1 million, maybe 2 million, maybe 500. Maybe there's literally 500,000 people where they don't like Trump's personality, but they can't stand Biden, and they don't know what they're going to do. T-10, thank you. Thank you, T-10. Hi-Fi Trucker! A montage of all the writing and Biden saying, I am the Democratic Party would make a great ad. Exactly. Well, if Biden's the Democratic Party, they're done. If Biden is the Democratic Party, they are done as a political party. He is the epitome of a lifelong politician who now has a good amount of money and nobody knows how. Biden's net worth went from less than 300,000 or 400,000 to 15 million, something like that. 9 million. How do you get $9 million as a career-long politician? And if Harris is paying $1.2 million in taxes, she's making a lot. It says Biden paid nearly $300,000 in federal taxes. Okay, Harris, $1.2 million. So Kamala Harris is making a lot of money. But then, this is the thing. It's and Trump said this also. He's like, well, I took advantage. Hi-Fi Trucker, exactly. Thank you so very much, Hi-Fi Trucker, as always. It is true, Hi-Fi Trucker, Samuel C. Farina, everybody here. It is true. Why didn't you change the tax laws in 47 years in government? You want you want billionaires to pay more taxes. So Biden's also against that too, I guess. Biden's against Medicare for all. He's against the Green New Deal. He said this. He's against packing the courts. He's against defunding the police. So what is he? And this is how racist. Like this is racism. This is true racism. Why would you assume people of color want to defund the police? Because a whole bunch of apoplectic white liberals want to do so? Why would you assume this? What a racist mentality. And then they did the polls came out, Latinos, black citizens, people of color, minorities in general want either the same amount of funding or more funding for police. Then you have even the NYPD union in the bluest of blue states, along with California, supporting President Trump. Law enforcement throughout the country supports President Trump. It's not even close. And so you could do the same thing. Well, why don't you want law and order, Biden? Oh, because you like the chaos and mayhem? Because you like the chaos and mayhem? Hi-Fi Trucker, thank you. There's no way that they win this election. And there's no way that Biden is up. And and you know the polls are completely cooked if he gets a bounce from this. This was an absolute unmitigated disaster for Biden. He was fumbling over his words. When he looks angry or disheveled, or like when he's out of his element where everything is perfectly crafted for him. He doesn't have a good, like Trump has a good, game face. Like he has a good, when he's being, when Biden attacks Trump, Trump's like, hey, you wait. He's like, you wait. You just wait. You wait. Biden kept on he kept on looking down and kind of like getting flustered, and you could see him. It wasn't a good look for him. It wasn't a good look for him. And this was like when people say, gosh, I really want a substantive debate. I don't want to. This was enough substance for me. It's just fine. You want to, for the past 4 years, this is what I talk about reciprocal. You will be treated the way you treat others. And eventually, like I was looking today at like all the journalists who wrote hit pieces on me. And I'm like, okay, all of those journalists helped contribute to President Trump winning in 2016. At the end of the day, the president that I eventually wanted, because I didn't know I wanted Trump in 2016. I thought I wanted Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein. And I thought Trump was political karma. But at the end of the day, I got exactly what I wanted with a president with record low black and Latino unemployment, peace deals, diplomatic deals between Israel, UAE, and Bahrain, Serbia, and Kosovo. I got the ODNI, John Radcliffe, right now, dropping the hammer. I got William Barr, Operation Legend, Operation Durham. What's there not to like? I got a president who's bringing home American soldiers, or setting the groundwork, ending the war in Afghanistan, ending our involvement in Syria, or at least, drastically reducing, bringing, removing soldiers from Iraq, Americans, ending covert programs to implement regime changes. I don't want regime change and intervention. Military intervention is a much bigger issue than climate change. Because climate change is like saying world peace. You want to combat? Do you want to combat climate change? Yeah, I also want to make the world safer for future generations. That's just like that. There's nothing you can do. And then they say like, what's happening in California and throughout the country, whether it's a natural disaster, and it's like those things would have happened whether or not whether you were with whether the U.S. stayed in the Paris Climate Treaty or not. You think that like like there would be no California wildfires if we stayed in the Paris Climate Treaty. And what's happening in the climate, ladies and gentlemen, didn't just happen yesterday. First of all, carbon emissions were at their lowest point in decades in 2019 before the shutdown. But President Obama presided over the largest expansion of domestic oil and gas production. He was very proud of this. Okay, oil and gas, fossil fuels. Climate change is an important topic, but the apoplectic rhetoric is not important. I don't need to be lectured by the biggest buffoons and imbeciles who then, at the same time, say, well, you know what, President Obama's expansion of domestic oil and gas production, that's just fine. It's okay. You even have like Greenpeace and like these are left-leaning organizations that care about public relations. That's all they care about is public relations. Hi-fi trucker, thank you so very much. Life Road Toll, hello. Trump, and look, you're going to get the same CBS News. First debate descends into chaos. Oh, don't you love this? Like, it's like, don't you love this? Like, descends into chaos. The past 4 years have been chaotic because Democrats and media have when it was record low unemployment, they said the sky was falling. So imagine we had a pandemic. So you can imagine what they think now. When times were good economically, they said the sky was falling and our republic and our democracy had ended. And then, well, are you willing to condemn supremacists? He already did. What do you want the man to do every 2 seconds? Why don't they ask this of Clinton or Biden? They're the ones. Okay, Clinton and Biden are the ones who. Okay, Trump is not a racist. Biden and Clinton and Democrats in general are racists. Trump doesn't look at people and say, okay, I'm going to put you in this category. This is who you are. Democrats do this. And Democrats also say, if you don't agree with us, then you are anti-Semitic or racist, regardless of what your background is. Because they're so apoplectic and seething, and they think they're morally superior when they're morally inferior. Look what from Libya to Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, the fact that Democrats say, well, all these foreign policy advisors and all of these establishment Republicans want Biden. Yeah, that's part of your moral inferiority. Because you have the establishment who have done nothing. These people have done nothing but hurt the country. So when you have these foreign policy establishment people oppose Trump, yeah, they do that because he's actually doing a fantastic job, because he's getting things done. He's the first president to step foot in North Korea. It's Biden also who helped write the crime bill, and which is mass incarceration, which is exactly the systemic issues. Okay, the systemic issues that they're talking about, that the left is talking about, were started with Clinton. Or actually, I should say, were bolstered by the crime bill and Clinton's policies. Terry Rude! Trump promises kept, Biden promises already forgot. Thank you, Terry. Torkel, I apologize. I don't know if I didn't see your super chat last, I think it was two live streams ago, or last live stream. Torkel, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Torkel, for watching in Norway. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing the entire debate. Was live in Norway. Norwegian news summarizing it as $700 attacks and interruptions. Exactly. Conclusion is Biden's on top. Torkel, thank you so very much. That's the case in most countries, I think. Because the media, your media and our media, are pretty much the same lofty, exalted, super intelligent people. They're so intelligent, and it's just, they're really in tune with what's going on. Of course, I'm joking. But Torkel, thank you so very, very much, Torkel. Thank you. Um, let's see. Thank you so very much, Torkel. Oh my goodness, we had a fantastic person on this live stream. Torkel, thank you. Sorry, got to look at different parts of the screen. I'm not speaking to you, Torkel. Somebody else. Torkel, Norway. Thank you so very much. And I apologize also for not seeing the super chat in the last live stream. Thank you, Eli Issa. Democrats will likely not agree to debate Trump again after tonight. They must keep hiding in the basement. Exactly. Biden was absolutely obliterated tonight. He was absolutely, and this is what I said. I said, because I kept on saying, you know what, if he shows up, and there are people, no, it's not going to happen, HA. No, we have more than enough time for Clinton, which Clinton will eventually, she will eventually replace Biden. You watch. We have more than enough time for that to take place. But, ladies and gentlemen, I said, if they're inept enough, because I said, oh yeah, she'll be the nominee. Of course I said that. And then I said she'll be on the debate stage. Of course I said that. But then I always said afterwards, if they are inept, if they're absolutely inept enough to put the Tales from the Crypt, the exhumed body, if they're inept enough. See, I'm typing in Joe Biden now. Not good for Joe. Presidential debate, live coverage and fact check. First debate descends into chaos. Presidential debate. I'm not seeing, Trump, Biden won. He's done. He's done. He's done. A not good, really bad, historically ugly debate. Give me a break. I loved it. I loved it. You have to... If you go into a debate with a kind, nice person, then treat them with respect. If you go into a debate with a serpent and a career politician who doesn't care about anything but remaining in politics and implementing regime changes and defending a record that's indefensible, and going like Biden is one of the people who helped, who went after President Trump. That was not a peaceful transition of power. That was not a peaceful transition of power. We've had a peaceful transition from Washington up until President Obama. And then with Trump, from President Obama to Trump, it was not peaceful. It was the Democrats and media who completely lied. And now they're saying the ODNI is lying. They never cared about what the intelligence community said. They only cared about perpetuating a stupid, absurd myth that Trump worked with Russia. Larry missed the debate, hearing it was a loss for Trump. No, Trump won, and no gainer for Biden. Biden on the next debate. On to the next debate. When's your guess as to Army taking Amy? It'll be okay. Well, she'll be confirmed probably a week before the election. Larry, first of all, thank you so very much, Larry. She'll be confirmed a week before the election. That's when the Larry. Thank you as always. That's when the that's when they say she'll be confirmed by. So I'm looking at around a week before the election. The confirmation, meaning they're done. Like Democrats are done. They can't do anything about it. And they're taking the L. They're taking the loss, which is kind of interesting. Larry, I did see the debate. I saw every second of it. I'm telling you, Larry, we won. President Trump won. President Trump won. And Valerie Rogers, Trump victory. Thanks, Sleepy Joe. President Trump won, and I'll tell you why, Larry and everybody here. All 1,600 people. How about that? Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, 1,600 people. Not bad. This is the best late evening live stream in all of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Be here every night at 9 p.m. Pacific. We're going to do this every evening. You will always have this live stream. I might even start doing live streams. Well, I will on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll start ramping that up also in October. But this is the best late evening live stream in all of YouTube. This was a victory for Trump supporters. This was a loss. Larry and Valerie and everybody here. This was a categorical loss. A categorical loss for Biden. He did so bad. He did so badly. He was horrendous. They're going to lose again. And you have an entire left-leaning, liberal media apparatus that will lose again. And it will be the fault of all the disingenuous, deceitful liars on the left. They cheat all. And President Trump should have brought up, the fact that they cheated Bernie Sanders. He should have brought that up. He brought up so many great things. And then you had Biden trying to blame Trump for the pandemic, and it was interesting because that also was, Democrats need independent voters. If you're an independent voter, you already don't like Biden's policies. You don't want things shut down. You don't want things based on political correctness. You're not really sold on a Green New Deal. If you're an independent voter, you don't want Biden. If you're an independent voter, you might not like Trump. There's a lot of people who don't like Trump's personality. I actually really enjoy his personality. There are certain things, like tonight he should have said, oh, well, yeah, of course I condemn supremacists, but he already did that, so he doesn't want to play that game. And I think that he did that just so the left can harp on that and then not focus on issues that are actually, real. There are no supremacists or racists that listen to Trump and then do bad things. There are people on the left that set police buildings ablaze in Minneapolis, Seattle, and Portland. I wonder if Biden or Democrats or progressives would want to disavow those people. I'm wondering if people on the left will disavow the people who committed arson in Minneapolis, in Seattle, and Portland. I'm wondering. Something tells me they're probably not going to disavow those people. Larry, thank you. It was an 85 Bears Super Bowl victory. Larry, thank you so much as always. Teresa King, I give big bucks to hear what Vlad had to say about the debates. How do you think Pence and Harris debate will turn out? I think that Pence will win, but it'll be very civil. Pence is so he's actually a very good vice president. You know what? I didn't think at first he would be, but he's a very good vice president for President Trump. He is. Pence is a fantastic vice president because he's so opposite Trump. He's the antithesis of Trump's personality. He's the antithesis of Trump's personality. So that's what you need. Vlad probably is laughing. Just that, every time Biden, nobody believes Biden when he talks about, holding, Moscow accountable. Nobody believes Biden. That's the thing. You can't, Trump is an outsider. He's still an outsider. Democrats are we're insiders. We're the establishment. The establishment doesn't like Trump. They don't get it. They don't get it. They lost because they are the establishment. That's what the whole issue with punk music. It is not punk to oppose Trump. Unless you think that Trump stands for bigotry and racism, which he doesn't. President Trump has allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever. CNN is not bringing that up tonight. Gee, I wonder why. Because CNN doesn't care. They're just talking about image and semantics. He's already opposed and condemned and disavowed and condemned supremacists and racists and bigots. How many times do you want Trump to do that? And if you're going to say that these people get their viewpoints from Trump, are you going to then say that the officers who have been harmed or lost their lives are because of the left? They don't make the same correlations about violence in their name. Do you think progressives disavow the police buildings in Minneapolis, Portland, and Seattle being set ablaze? You think progressives or leftists or far left or Democrats or liberals disavow the $1.4 billion in property damage? They say, no, you can't link it to us. Well, no, what did we say? Okay, well, you know what? There are 3 journalists who are absolutely amazing, the epitome of journalists. Ian Miles Chong, Andy No, who is fantastic and very, very courageous, and Tim Pool, also very courageous and awesome. These are 3 of the best journalists in America today. And they're actual journalists. And they happen to lean center, they lean center-left on a bunch of things, but they're either supportive of President Trump I think all 3 support President Trump. They're actually left-leaning on a lot of issues, but when it comes to the violence that the left condones, they're reporting and documenting all of this like true journalists. The left and media, see, media cannot report on the reality of things. These are protests against brutality and racism. Okay, then what is setting police buildings ablaze? What does that have to do with anything? What about $1.4 billion in property damage? What about all the people who have been harmed in major cities? The left doesn't want to talk about that. The left doesn't want to talk about that. So it's like it was just such a horrendous loss. It was such a horrendous loss that it's kind of funny. It was such a horrendous loss for Biden that you have. It's if you looked, like, type in Joe Biden. Parabiology 101. Did you notice how Chris the good people on both sides, like, exactly. And the lie, it was definitely a lie. And here's the actual clip where he said those people, the horrible monsters, should be condemned. Here's the clip. Here is the clip. Parabiology 101. Here's the clip. C-SPAN. That's the exact quote from President Trump. And he condemns them right then and there. Parabiology 101. Thank you. That's here. Parabiology 101. Everyone here. Here's the C-SPAN link again. Please share that. It actually has the actual quote that was a deliberate lie, and also, while Chris Wallace lied, he shouldn't have perpetuated that myth. Silver American. The debate was Trump versus Biden Wallace. Pretty much. Thank you, Silver American. Thank you. Parabiology 101. Thank you. Silver American. Thank you. I agree with you. It was, I mean, who's the next moderator? This is going to be hilarious because the next moderator. Okay, so wait, second. Who's the second debate moderator? This is really, really hilarious. So, Chris Wallace, Steve Scully. Oh, C-SPAN. Okay. So, okay. And the New York Times, Chris Wallace struggled to rein in an unruly Trump at first debate. He did exactly what I wanted him to do. Exactly what I wanted him to do. If you can't defend the pass, then throw the ball. If you can't defend the run, then run the ball. That's what you need to do. You got to do what your opponent isn't good at. Christ light! Biden was recorded in debate wearing a wire. Check out. Okay. I have to look at that. I didn't see one, but of course, you know. But, you know, Christ light, he was he was so unhappy all the time. So it's like, could you imagine being the person who tried to funnel information to Biden? Christ light, thank you as always. Golden Moo Moo, you're coming, baby. It's only a matter of time. Golden Moo, I could have done much better unless Trump stalked me on stage with heavy breathing heavy. Oh yes. The Golden Moo Moo. The Golden Moo Moo. Thank you so very much. The Golden Moo Moo. So hilarious. And it's happening. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen. Believe in the Clintons. Believe in the love and purity of the Clintons, and all will be fine. The Golden Moo Moo. Thank you so very much. One of the great names. Perhaps the greatest name in this channel's history. Thank you. The Golden Moo Moo. Thank you. Tech Epiphany! Golden Moo Moo, thank you as always. Tech Epiphany. Trump did too much interrupting and missed bringing up many important things viewers never heard on CNN, etc. I think Biden overperformed Trump under. Tech Epiphany, I respectfully disagree, but I can see why you'd say that. Tech Epiphany, I think, though, that, like, I'm kind of happy. Here's my take. I'm happy that he was belligerent. I'm very happy that Trump was belligerent, in your face. Biden is trying to portray this image where he's a tough man from Scranton. He's beating up those bullies, and you know he's a tough scrapper. He defeated Cornflakes. And it didn't work out tonight. A Tech Epiphany, thank you. Fayez London! James Woods has just tweeted a photo indicating that Joe Biden is wearing a wire. So I'm going to go to James Woods right now. Fayez. I'm going to go to James Woods right now. James Woods, Twitter. I'm looking at a hilarious photo right here. Where he's... Biden is smelling Chris Wallace. That's hilarious. Okay, hold on. Oh, hello. But where is it going into his ear, though? This is like Jose Altuve, the Astros, with the buzzer during the. I don't know if that happened, but okay, hold on though. Where does it go though? That could be a crease of his shirt. Hold on, let me see here. I don't know, how is it hooked up to his ear though? How does it hook up to? I don't know if this is photoshopped, but there's it's just, there's a couple things here that I don't know. I'm trying to see this. Fayaz and everyone here. Bluetooth. It's like that old the televangelist. Do I have Gladys with the arthritis? Gladys, you're from New York, right? That's right. Come on here, Gladys. Praise the Lord. And it's like the earpiece. It's Gladys from New York. Arthritis. I don't know. It looks pretty good. But but I didn't see I didn't see an earpiece like his. Let me check his ears. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Go to the bucket. So let's just look at the debate right here. This is hilarious. I'm trying to look at the debate here, full debate. Okay, so this is hilarious. So wait, let me put this on I'll put this on my monitor right here. I'm trying to look. See, I'm looking at his ears. Maybe it's stuck deep inside his ear. Because you can't really see. You can't. So it could be. It's possible. Let me see. Hold on a second. And get a makeup artist to. I don't know. We do know all he does is speak through teleprompters. So, and we do know they pass debate questions. And Chris Wallace is like, and this is absolute certainty that nobody will get a debate question, right? Yeah. This is hilarious. I'm trying to look right now. It's even better when you pause Biden and he's always like I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't put it past them. Let's see. Biden, why? I'm sure it's on YouTube already. No, it's not on YouTube. Biden Wire. Hold on. Let me. This is hilarious. This is really hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. None your business. I was kidding about not liking your hat the other night. None your business. Thank you. None your business. Thank you. I actually have none your business. I have the couple of Ushankas that are in the shop right now. You're going to love none your business. I have my Raiders one that you've seen, and my big fluffy Russian Ushanka hat. One is going to be both of them are going to be fantastic. You'll see. None your business. Thank you so very much. Torkel! Lots of room for an earpiece between his ears. Yeah. Torkel! I just don't know where he'd put the earpiece. So Torkel, thank you. If anyone here could explain, if he has a Bluetooth, where is he putting? It's like stuck inside his ear. Could you imagine though, like if you if you were trying to feed Biden? Okay, stop. Don't listen to Trump anymore. Okay, don't be sad. No, don't be sad. Don't be angry. Okay, no, that's fine. No, talk about the pandemic. Talk about people losing their lives. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Just okay. Don't look into his eyes. Yeah. Don't look into Trump's eyes. Okay. Now stare forward. It's like, could you imagine? That'd be so hilarious. They painted the earpiece to match. That's true, but I don't know. I think it would have to be. I guess that could be the case. The Mastodon, probably one of these days. Because I have too many wigs and makeup and all that stuff. So one of these days. Pete Solano. HA, did you see the look on Biden's face when Trump exactly? I did nothing wrong. That actually I didn't like so much. Like I liked it, but like he should have said, yeah, I did see that. I just loved the fact that, but like, I just don't understand what you could say to Biden. See, if you had the earpiece, what are you going to say? 100 million Americans, pre-existing conditions. Call him a clown now. Call him a clown. I don't know what you would. The wires thing. It is a wire. It could be actually part of who he is. He could be an animatronic cyborg. He could be an animatronic artificial intelligence cyborg. That is possibly the case. It does look like a wire, but I don't think that. I have no clue what it is. It could be just part of his, like, maybe, heaven forbid he has a pacemaker. I don't know. I have no clue. But I just don't know. The one thing I don't see is the ear. I don't see anything in the ear. Jeremy Taylor! 2 times during the debate, Biden talked to himself. I think you're right. One time after the 30-second extension, he said extra 30, and then he started the answer. He told himself, oh, okay. That's right. Biden, yeah, but I thought that it was just things that I just thought that it was more like Biden trying to, like, he memorized the script. But, Jeremy, thank you. Maybe he was being fed. They cheat. All they do is cheat. And then Democrats are like, hey, how dare you? Jeremy, thank you. None of your business. I'm glad he did well tonight. Jeremy, thank you very, very much. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm glad he did well tonight. I felt like it was, yeah, I do too. Now, if he gets dethroned, he can't be accountable. He can be accountable for quid pro Joe. If he gets dethroned. None of your business, thank you. I did feel that way too. I kind of felt bad for Biden. Not really. The only time I felt bad for Biden was when he was defending Hunter. Just the act of defending a family member is poignant. So it's they propped up. Oh, and then I love the fact that he brought up Bernie Sanders, that he barely beat Bernie. Benito Carmelo! Benito! Telemundo News Twitter poll declares Trump as the winner. Yes! Nice! 69 to 31. Nice. Benito Carmelo, thank you. Benito Carmelo, thank you so very, very much. Nice. Let me see if I could find that. Go to Telemundo on Twitter. Telemundo, Twitter. Okay, so let's see. Try to find the poll here. Can't find it, but yeah, I actually heard that also before this live stream. Thank you, Benito. Thank you so very much. It's pretty amazing. Benito Carmelo, thank you. Thank you. None your business. Totally agree. Thank you. None your business. Thank you. Benito, none your business. Thank you. This was an unmitigated disaster for Democrats. This does not improve voter turnout. This does not. All they have is, Trump didn't condemn. He's condemned racism a million times. Why doesn't Biden disavow the super predator comment? Oh, that's right. You would never ask him that. Why doesn't Biden disavow what happened in Libya, destroying a country? Why don't the progressives disavow what happened to police stations and to police in general? Oh, okay. You can't. The left can't be held accountable for their words, which lead directly to horrific actions. Okay. There's nothing that Trump has ever said that led to anything. Okay. They just, like, any policy they disagree with is like, oh my God, so horrible. It's just, And then Biden kept talking about dog whistling. It's like they don't have anything on Biden. I mean, on Trump. This is hilarious. This is this is so hilarious. Someone on Twitter put Trump easily defeated Chris Wallace tonight in a debate, and then Biden sleeping. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Biden should have Trump should have brought up the fact that Biden plagiarized. This is so hilarious. There's this the Twitter is Apoctaz Octo. And that's the profile. And he has this amazing... Trump easily defeats Chris Wallace in tonight's debate. His hashtag Sleepy Joe. And you have Biden sleeping. And Trump debating him as he's sleeping. It's amazing. Nice. Giuliani, POTUS is wiping the floor with both of them. He did so well tonight. It's unbelievable. He did so well tonight. It's unbelievable. This is like an unmitigated disaster for Democrats. I said this would happen. And I mean, we're waiting for Madam Secretary. So Democrats, DNC, Baba Bill, what are you waiting for? Come on, man. Come on. No malarkey. Come on now. Tell Madam Secretary to get the ball rolling. I said this would happen. I said this would happen. That he would get eaten alive, and he did. So. Michael! How many times did it say, Michael Cornelio? Well, how many times did Biden say, man? Michael, thank you. A lot. He said, come on, man. He said, come on, man. He said other things, too. Michael, thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Michael, thank you. He said, come on, man. He said, come on, man. And he said something else, too, that he kept saying. Another phrase that Biden just latches onto like a life preserver. Michael, thank you so very, very much. This was an unmitigated disaster for Biden and Democrats. I mean, this was the 85 Bears. This was Mike Tyson in his early career. And they keep saying, like, well, it's gosh, this wasn't substantive. I think it was great. It was fantastic. You had a microcosm of the media for 4 years, and Trump won. And Trump wiped the floor with Biden. He ate him alive. Here's the deal. Yes, okay. Here's the deal. He said, man, come on, man, a million times. It was so lame. Biden was just like, you can't deviate from who you are during that type of debate. If you're getting attacked and if Trump is taking the initiative, if you don't have what it takes to push back, like Biden did not have what it takes. Michael, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. He must have said it at least. He must have said, come on, man, or at least 10 times. About 10 times, maybe over that. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Pete Solano. HA alert, I found wireless earbuds online. Okay, so wireless earbuds. Wireless earbuds. Well, yeah, those are but you can see them. The wireless earbuds, the people. But I'm sure, he would have had to have, really, really small. He would have had to have really small earbud, and you could theoretically get a makeup artist to make it seem legit. Michael Cornelio, thank you so very much, Michael. None your business. The first debate with Hillary was lame as well. The second was Empire Strikes Back. Trump will win. None your business. I love this so much. I was yelling, ladies and gentlemen, Michael, none your business, everybody here. I was yelling. This was me during the debate. Yeah! 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 Stop! Yeah! That was me. That was me during the debate. And it's like they got so worked tonight. This is what happens when you don't practice, or like in sports or in life or whatever. I've been on a bunch of debates on this channel, but I do my research on the people. I don't think I've ever lost a debate on this channel, whether it was I defeated Richard Spencer, George Sather, I've defeated other people on the left. But I do my research. I'm very thorough. I do my research, and I know what they're going to say. I've been on CNN, MSNBC. This is when I was on the left. And I did my research on who I would be speaking with. I've been on RT 10 times. Along with Democratic strategists, disgruntled, apoplectic liberals. Don't worry about it. But if you debate, and I learned this in middle school, okay? Debate is a performance. It's not necessarily only a cerebral endeavor. It's a performance. You have to perform. You can't simply... That's why John Kennedy won, JFK won the debate because he looked better than Nixon. Okay, he just, people who were watching the debate thought JFK won. People who listened to the debate on radio thought Nixon won. But a debate is a performance. You have to perform. If you don't perform, you ain't gonna tonight, everyone who tuned in knew that Trump was belligerent. They knew that Biden was pretending to be, okay, if you tuned in, you were looking for something. You were looking for something from Trump and from Biden. If you were kind of leaning towards Biden, you wanted to see if Biden could step to Trump, if he could hang with Trump, if he could roll with the punches. He couldn't. He got decimated. Sometimes you're watching a boxing match or an MMA fight, or you're watching a football game, or you're watching a baseball game, and you could see, like, okay, if it's 5-0, if your pitcher gives up 5 runs in the first inning, not good. If you give up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, not good. I mean, you could come back, but you would have to be able to have it in you to come back. If you're losing the first 5 rounds of a boxing match, the only way you're going to win is by knockout. And Biden couldn't knock out a gnat or a fly. In fact, if he tried to, he'd hurt his knuckles. So, like, you have to have it. If you are down in the count, you have to have it in you to be able to rise to the occasion and come back. Biden couldn't do that. You were watching this debate to see if Biden had something that you didn't know, you didn't think he had. Thank you, Freedom Angel. Thank you. Revco! They could use bone induction transfer. Bone induction to transfer sound without an earpiece. It's simple tech, and you can transmit from normal Bluetooth range. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to look that up. Bone induction. I wouldn't put it past any of them to do any of that. Open ear bone conduction headphones. Revco, thank you. Thank you. Scorp Target, hello. Trump retweet. Exactly. Could you imagine Trump? Exactly. Scorp Target, hello. Could you imagine Trump? Hey, hey, Biden, how'd you like the amplified debate? Look at the cord. Weak sauce. They don't get it too, because like the Democrats, they don't realize also that if you're establishment, you can get made fun of easier. Yet again, another example of Trump being punk. But it's kind of funny too, because you people were looking to see. The debate was so horrible for Biden that they're not even saying, well, at least he spoke, at least he breathed, at least he was sentient. Like, before it was like, oh my God, he's losing his marbles. Now it's like, oh, I guess he has some marbles left, but he was just, completely controlled and bullied. It's never good to bully, but it's okay to bully a bully. And that's what they try to do with Trump. Biden is the biggest bully of all. Look what he did to Bernie Sanders. Or let's put it this way. If he's the Democratic Party, look what they did to Bernie Sanders. They bully and stomp on the left all the time. See, Trump doesn't play, though. Trump fights back. That's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that Trump fights back. Come on, man. Exactly. Here's the deal. And then he started laughing. And then you can see, like, Trump, whenever it was like a coiled snake. Trump was like just ready to pounce on you. He was like a coiled snake. And Biden was just like, he thought he was debating Bernie Sanders. He got a rude awakening. Trump ain't Bernie Sanders. Let me be your friend. Can I be your friend? Let's be friends. How many of us have them? Friends, the ones we can depend on. Let's be friends. Who wants to talk about your email server? Let's be friends. What's the problem? We're both on the same team. No, you're not. Bruce Wayne. Brand. Oh, Tech Peer Bluetooth pen earpiece. Okay. Spy Kit Hidden Wireless Invisible Mini Cover. Micro GSM Student Sheet. Student Sheet Test Copy Schools. Yeah. Bruce Wayne. Love Bruce Wayne. Right here. Got my Batman. I'm wearing my Batman. Bruce Wayne. I'm wearing a sweater in your honor. You know, it's interesting. Bruce, and I'm serious. Bruce Wayne. Look at this. Got this look right here. Let me see if you can see. This right here. Bruce Wayne. Yeah. I guess, that could be the case. Hunter Daniels. Christian O'Brien. Bone conduction. HA. Bone conduction. Okay, Christian O'Brien. I got to look that up. I'm pretty... I'm upset that my new phone, I have to wear the wireless because there's no port for the... Bruce Wayne, thank you. There's no port for the just regular old, I'm having a Biden moment here. But regular old, you have to go with the wireless, so. But yeah, I mean, you know what? It's a regular old headset, whatever. Bruce Wayne, thank you. Super chat Revco. Did I miss a super chat? Revco! No, I didn't. They can use bone induction to transfer sound, or conduction to transfer sound without using an earpiece. I'm sure that they probably they probably headphones is what I was thinking. What's wrong with me? They probably cheated in some manner. I just don't know how. And I have no idea how. All I know is that this was an unmitigated disaster. They should have listened to me. Bone conduction. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. They should have listened to me. They didn't listen to me. Karen, thank you. They didn't listen to me, and now you have Tales from the Crypt. And now you got Tales from the Crypt eaten by a great white orange shark in Trump. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone over 2 hours. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you want to be part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. To my super chat, thank you so very, very, very much. People, we had almost 2,000 viewers tonight. And we're going to be, breaking 1,000 to 2,000 viewers. Prehistoric insect. Looking at this. We're going to be breaking 1,000 to 2,000 viewers every evening now. Ladies and gentlemen, none your business! Guys, what are we talking about? I think we're talking about the, for the past couple minutes, the way that Paul Bartlett, hello, thank you so very much, Paul, as always. The earbuds or the earphones or the headset that Biden was using somehow. None your business, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. This was an unmitigated, absolute disaster for Democrats. This is the worst thing that could have ever happened to Democrats now. And I told them, we're waiting for Clinton to replace Biden simply because of a meeting from Tom Perez. It can happen. The Democrats don't care about their primary. Ask Bernie Sanders. They cheated. They cheat all the time. They cheated Bernie in Iowa. I love the fact that Trump was like, yeah, you barely beat Bernie. And Biden's like, I beat him a lot. I beat him by a lot. Biden opposes Medicare for all, opposes packing the courts, opposes a Green New Deal, opposes defunding police, opposes everything the left stands for. So, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you so very, very much. Christian O'Brien, bone conduction, the act of bringing is in see, bone conduction, the act of bringing an exhumed body by reanimation. See also Frankenstein. Christian O'Brien, thank you. None your business, thank you. Christian O'Brien, thank you. Everyone, God bless. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. That'll be heating up big time in October. It's happening, people. They are descending into madness and chaos. It's only so you can only tell people that Biden is a serious candidate for so long before he gets eaten alive by Trump, which was so hilarious to see and fantastic. Give me your thoughts below. See you tomorrow, everyone. Be here at 9 p.m. Pacific tomorrow evening. Be here at 9 p.m. Pacific tomorrow evening. Tell your friends about the live stream at 9 p.m. Pacific on this channel. It is the best political live stream in all of YouTube. Thanks, everybody. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone.